into it. All right, so first off, what we're going to talk about is something that's more on the medium side of cheap, a little bit more on the taller side of cheap. New tires. Now, you may say that those aren't cheap, but you can use codes out there, you can find them on sale, and they can be a decent price. And I'm kind of thinking anything under $100 is going to make a big difference here. Now, nothing's more important than tires, to be quite honest. They are the only thing that connects you to the ground on the bike. Now, if you are using some tires that are super heavy, super burly, and you're just putting in a lot of miles, it's not crazy aggressive, maybe those tires aren't right for you, and maybe you need to go with more of a trail to a cross-country style tire, and vice versa. If you're riding a lot of aggressive stuff, you want more aggressive tires. Go with something that's more of a trail tire to a enduro to a more like a downhillish tire. One of my go-to favorites is a DHF up front and a aggressor in the back. The aggressor rolls pretty decently, and with the DHF up front, it's not as bad. But when I pick tires, I go with the lighter tires. I don't go with the super heavy double down casing, stuff like that. I guess I'm just lucky I don't get that many punctures. And I think a big thing of that also is the fact that my suspension is set up properly. All right, and now with that, a really cheap upgrade, let's go tubeless. If you're not running tubeless, what are you waiting for? It's super easy. You basically just need some tape and some valve cores and some sealant. That's pretty much all you need. And most rims nowadays are going to be compatible. All you have to do really is just tape up the rim, pop in a stem, pour in some sealant on the tire, bam. And if you need help actually setting up tubeless tires, I'll send you over to, let's go GMBN right here. Next up, new grips can make a huge difference to your bike. And a reason for that is the fact that it's a contact patch, and it's what you're holding on to, and you're gonna be death gripping sometimes. You could go with something on the cheap side, like these ODI grips right here, or you could go on the more expensive side, which is the Rev grips, which is what I personally run. I love them. If you haven't seen that video that I did on those, check them out right here. Now, like I said, those things can be had for anywhere between $15 to $100, depending on how much you really want to spend on grips. Actually, you could even go at $60 if you want to go for the race versions of the Rev grips. Next up, pedals. If you're rocking the pedals that came on your bike, chances are you need new pedals. If you're a flat pedal rider, you could go with these Stamps. I think these are the 7s. God, I don't know. These things are so beat up now. But these are the metal pedals. They've taken quite a beating. They've definitely lasted a long time. To be honest with you, I'm not really a flat pedal rider anymore. My go-to choice for pedals right now are the Shimano SLX trail pedals for SPDs. But if you're in the flat pedal realm and you want some really nice, inexpensive pedals, check out the Stamp 1s. It's a composite version of these. They work really well. You also have the 1-Up pedals. Those are a great option as well. There's gonna be links for everything down below. They are Amazon affiliate links, so if you do purchase anything, I will get a small cut at no additional cost to you. All right, so this is probably one that's been overlooked a lot. Going with a proper saddle, getting a new saddle, one that actually fits your butt, is gonna make a big difference here. Now, you may think that, oh, I've got a huge butt, I need a big O saddle, or I've got a tiny butt, I need a small saddle. Well, that's not how that works. Everything goes based off of your sit bones. And the best way to do it is to go into an actual local bike shop, and if they have the sit bone measurement tool, and they can help point you in the right direction as to what seat you need to get. There's tons of different seat options out there. You have Specialized, Ergon, WTB, SDG, just to name a few. There's tons of options, but getting one that actually is made to kind of fit your sit bone size is really going to make a difference. And you can have those relatively inexpensive. You don't have to go for the super expensive carbon fiber rails or the titanium rails. If you're not a weight weenie, just go with the steel ones or the step up from those. The ones that are just weigh a little bit more than the other ones. What's 100 grams to most people? 100 grams is kind of nothing on your bike when you need to lose a few pounds like myself here. So it is what it is. All right. Now, let's just say you need more stopping power. You need better brakes. If you don't want to shell out for some brand new brakes, go with some bigger rotors. And by going with the bigger rotors, you're gonna have a bit more stopping power. You're gonna have a little less brake fade because they're not gonna heat up as much. Those are relatively inexpensive. And I would say don't go on the cheap side if you can. Go for, like, if you're on the Shimano side, go for the Ice Tech. They're gonna help dissipate that heat a lot better, and you're gonna not experience any brake fade. So that's a good option. You know, to kind of continue into that, if you're going to be doing that and you're running organic brake pads, swap to metallic. You're gonna get so much more braking power out of metallic pads, and they're not really gonna cost you that much. Like, you have the Shimano XT ones right here, and these are like $20, $25 for a pair. Whereas, you know, you can go with the ones that came on your bike, and they're probably only like maybe $15 a pair or something like that. But switching over to the metallic are going to give you a lot more braking power, and typically if you do that, you may need new rotors as well, where some of the rotors are only designed for organic pads. So if you can do those at the same time, even better. All right, so next up, let's talk stems. So this is a 50mm stem from Industry 9, which is a really nice stem. I literally just got this today. I'm waiting on new bars to come so I can put those on to go with this. But changing out your stem size, you know, you can go to a longer stem to increase your reach, or you can go to a shorter stem to decrease your reach. Now what happens when you do that is if you are extending your reach out with the longer stem, your steering is going to be a lot more twitchy. Whereas if you bring it back closer to you and you go with a really short stem, it's actually going to slow down your steering quite a bit. And you know, it's going to be personal preference on here, but for the most part, I find myself running a 50mm stem on this. And if you're on an XC bike, you're going to want to go for like a much longer stem. Another cheap upgrade is go for the Loam Lever. It's only like, I think 49 bucks. If I'm wrong, I'll put it right here. That lever is so nicely designed. I absolutely love it. I've run it on all my bikes so far. The fact that it has a bearing in there, I believe that it makes it so smooth on the push and the feel. It's definitely worth it.